How do you know if your side hustle is successful? It's a common question I get asked. That's what we're going to talk about in today's video. Hey, I'm Liz Cartwright. Welcome to Hustle and Groove, where we talk about all things email marketing, productivity, and side hustle related. So the question I get asked a lot is, how do I know when my side hustle is successful? What should I be tracking in my side hustle to keep on top of how to answer that question? So that's what I want to talk about today, because if you're not tracking this stuff, how can you measure your true success? And we want to make sure that your business is successful. So stick with me. We are going to dive into a couple of different things. Now, this obviously goes slightly beyond what you might think you should be tracking. So if you haven't started earning any money, stop. Go ahead and check out the video above and below where I talk about how to find your first client, because you need to do that first. Otherwise, you don't actually have a business. So do that first. Go ahead and watch that, bookmark this, and you can come back and watch it later. Otherwise, if you are, stick with me and let's figure out how you're going to track your business for success. So the first thing that you want to be tracking is your income. How do you know if you're actually profitable if you're not tracking it? Now, there are some great programs that allow you to do this, but you could just start with an Excel spreadsheet. Super simple. Then all you have to do is track your income either weekly, fortnightly, or bi-monthly, monthly, whatever that looks like for you, but just track it so that you at least know what's coming in. So that's one. The other thing that you want to be tracking is your expenses or your outgoings. What is it that you need to spend your money on to keep your business running? So some of your expenses might be things like your hosting for your website. It will be the software programs that you need to be able to do your side hustle. Whatever that looks like, write those down. Now again, you could just run this in a spreadsheet to begin with, so you could have a tab for income and a tab for expenses, and then at the end of each month, hopefully your income exceeds your expenses. Although when you start a business, sometimes it's quite common to operate at a loss, but you don't want to do that for too long. So this is why you want to make sure that you're keeping track of those two key numbers. But they aren't all the things that you should be tracking in your side hustle. Other things that you'll definitely want to make sure that you're tracking are your email subscribers. So your email subscribers really give you an indication on how successful your overall business is. So it is said that for every subscriber that you have on your list, they are worth $1 to you. So obviously, the more subscribers you have, the more chances you have of making a consistent income on an ongoing basis. So if you haven't started your email list, make sure you go and check out the video and the blog post link where I talk about what that looks like. Now, there's a couple of other sort of sub things that you want to track when it comes to your email subscribers. You want to also be tracking your open rate. So that is how many times someone opens your email when it's sent out. So you want to track that. And then you also want to track the click-through rate. So for every single email that you send out, there should be an opportunity for your reader to click something. There should always be a clear call to action, even if that call to action is simply to connect with you on social media or something like that in the PS. It doesn't have to be an upfront call to action. It just needs to be something for them to click. So you want to be tracking both of those. Now, some good industry averages that you want to be sort of benchmarking against. So for your open rate, anything around 20% or higher is awesome. People that are opening your emails, the better chance of being able to actually sell to them. And then from a click-through rate perspective, the industry average is around 1.3 to 1.5. So if you're averaging around that or higher, then you know that your email list is doing really well. Now, what do you do if those aren't in line with those averages? Then you'll need to do a couple of things. One, you'll probably need to clean your list. So I would definitely recommend cleaning your list probably every 90 days, and that is just removing your cold subscribers, the people who aren't opening or clicking your emails. Now, just by doing that, you should notice that on the next email that you send out, that your open and click-through rates increase, because now you're only talking to the people who want to be on your email list. So make sure that that is something that you incorporate into your ongoing routines. And then the last kind of piece to that is tracking your lead magnet conversions. So these are getting people into your email list. Which lead magnets are doing better than others? You should review your lead magnets around the same time that you're reviewing your email list, so every 90 days. So which ones are still converting really well and which ones aren't? And then the ones that aren't, you either remove or redo. Come up with something new. Eventually, you'll land on about 5 to 10 lead magnets that you use across your entire site. Now, those are the actual things that you want to be tracking in your business for success. Those are the key metrics that make a difference and tell you how healthy your side hustle is. Now, you could track more than this. You could definitely track social media subscribers. You could be tracking how many times a certain product or service converts. That really comes down to your own business. I'd be mindful of putting much weight in your social media numbers, just because you don't have a way to speak to them without paying to do so. So that is the biggest difference between having a large social media following and an engaged email list. You are getting into someone's inbox with an email and you're not having to pay to do that. Whereas on social media, it's quite likely that you're going to have to run Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Pinterest ads to get in front of your reader, and then they still have to take action. So figure out what that looks like for you from a business standpoint and track the things that actually inform you on what is making your side hustle successful. What does that look like for your business? So your immediate action step is to figure out the things that you need to track. So we talked about income, we talked about expenses, we talked about email subscribers, open rates, click rates, and lead magnet conversion. Are there any other pieces to that puzzle that you need to add in that really inform you as to how successful your side hustle is? So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Go ahead and click subscribe and hit the bell for notifications when next videos drop. And I'll see you in the next video.